actual, I think, a monarch butterfly, an orange, white, and black butterfly in my garden, y'all. I am so excited. It's hanging out where I think I'm growing hollyhocks. I hope those are hollyhocks and weeds, but definitely some hollyhocks. And I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. Look at it. Oh my goodness. I hope it stays forever. Hello, gorgeous. Wow. Y'all, that's it. Like, that's the highlight of my day right there. Hi, everybody. Krista here, Small Yard Big Plants. Welcome to my backyard. Violet is trying to catch ladybugs.
I saw 2 butterflies today.
How many? I think just one. One butterfly. Maybe
No,
it's a moth.
No. One over there and one over here in the field. One over here and one over there.
I think it was one, but flying around. But that's okay. I'm not sure if it was a butterfly or a moth. I'm not well versed in being able to tell the difference all the time. It was orange and black and white. I don't think it was a monarch butterfly, though. It looked smaller to me, so it might have been a moth. I don't know. It was very pretty, hanging out in the hollyhocks. Anyway, it was delightful. Spring has sprung. It is here, as I mentioned before, and today it's glorious outside. I think it's supposed to get up to like 70. We've had a few stormy days of hail and rain and clouds and a lot of wind and just kind of gross. So I'm excited to be out today in the backyard. Violet is here with me, bopping around as usual. So she may be in and out of the video. Such is life with the kiddos. And anyway, I hope you're able to enjoy the spring where you are too. I'm in northwestern Oregon, Pacific Northwest, St. Helens area, zone 8B. Technically, my average last frost date is April 30th. We're not there yet, a couple weeks out, but you know me, I like to push my luck a little bit in the garden, so we'll see we'll see how it goes. I am going to sow some things today, direct sow some seeds. I will show you how my tomato plants are doing that, I brought out into the greenhouse, my little tiny greenhouse. Out back, it is unheated. There's no electricity. It is getting cold at night, so they might be stunted. I'm not sure, but they were getting too big to stay inside because I sowed them too early. And honestly, they were like butting up against the bulbs, my grow light bulbs, and they were getting burnt. Consequences of my inactions, right? Here they are. So I brought my tomatoes out the other day and put them in the greenhouse, and I don't think they've died yet. They are still alive. So we'll see how they do. Thankfully, we have the Master Gardener plant sale coming up at the beginning of May. So if, I don't want to admit it, but if any of my tomato plants die that I started, I can still likely get some more, maybe not the same exact varieties, but still some really darn good ones at the plant sale. So I'm not totally stressed about it. I think, it was worth it to start them earlier. Next year, note to self, don't start tomato seeds in February. Just stop doing that. Start them in March. They grow really fast and much quicker than peppers. Peppers totally start in February. For me, they are still doing just fine inside with the grow lights. And they've got plenty of height to put on before I would want to bring them outside. It's not warm enough for them anyway. So peppers I can start in February. Basil, tomatoes, all the other stuff, March. Eggplant. I can also start eggplant in February because that takes a while too. They are very slow growing. They're just kind of in the same nightshade family as peppers. They also just take darn forever. And so I will continue to start in February. But those tomatoes, gosh darn it, those are always my favorite things to grow. And I always start them too soon. Oh well, it's okay. Life goes on. I have a basket of goodies, of seeds that I think I'm going to start today. Seeds I want to sow. They're all like, so after your last frost situations, again, as I said, it is not the last frost here yet, but I'm willing to risk it. I have a lot of seeds, so it's not the end of the world if I need to reseed later. I would not be doing this if I didn't have an ample supply of seeds that I need to get through anyway. So I'm just eager. So let's just do it. Let's go through what I've got in my basket. I will make labels for the herbs and veg, but I won't likely make labels for the florals just because this video, this vlog will work as my kind of guideline of like what I sowed where. Usually I'll take pictures of like, here's the packet and here's the date that I did it. Here's where I sowed the seeds so that I can remember later throughout the season. If you're super organized and you don't mind seeing a million of these everywhere, label everything. Because I for sure will not remember, you know, a week from now what exactly I planted if something pops up. And it's especially with florals for me, I haven't totally nailed down all of like what the seedlings look like for each specific variety. Some are very distinctive, like nasturtiums. They look like little frog feet or lily pads. I can tell exactly what they are as soon as they pop up. Other things are not as easily distinguishable, and so I don't want to sow a seed that I'm excited about and then think like, is that a weed later? Do I pull it and then like undo what I'm trying to do, right? That's not helpful. So anyway, things that I like, veggies and herbs that I want to know, like, what exactly is that? I always put a label, or I try to always put a label. And then the florals, you know, I might, if it's like a big cool one, like the hot lip salvia or something like that, then I'll use a label. But otherwise, nasturtiums and that kind of thing, I'll know what they are. Sunflowers, I usually remember, but I'll probably look back at my stuff at the video or, you know, pictures or whatever, so I know what I'm doing. So anyway, let's get into my basket of goodies and see what we're going to sow today. Also on kind of my list of things to do today, because it is so gorgeous outside and I just want to soak it up as much as I can. Because again, if you don't know me, my garden is my happy place. This is what gives me joy, and this is why I make these vlogs. Violet is spreading dandelion wishes everywhere behind me. It's cool. Hi.
There's a ginormous spider over there.
Yeah, leave it alone. I like it in my garden. It's my garden friend. Say hi. She's so funny. She's 7, almost 8. Almost 8. Couple months until her 8th birthday. Time flies. But anyway, the other things that I wanted to do today are thinning carrots, thinning beets, thinning Swiss chard, thinning cabbages, thinning broccolis, thinning kale, because I always grow kale. If you want an easy win, lettuce and kale. If you want an easy win that lasts a long time without getting like slimy and super caterpillary and whatever, kale. Kale is your best friend. It's also super good for you and delicious. I like to add it into salads and that kind of thing. And it's got good texture. I actually like kale better for texture than most lettuces, because it's got tons of nutrients, but it's also crunchy. So yeah, anyway, I vote for kale. Give it a try. Yep, cabbage moths. I've got Violet throwing hands at cabbage moths in the back there. They are not our friend. They are a pollinator. We don't want to actually hurt it. She's not actually going to touch it, but she is kind of shooing it away. That's my organic pest deterrent. Is Violet throwing hands. Because I don't want cabbage moths laying their eggs, turning into caterpillars, eating all of my food. We don't want that. They are the white little moths that flutter around in the spring and frankly the summer here too. Anyway, okay. So again, what's in the basket? So I think again, some of this is a little risky because it is not my last frost date yet, but it's supposed to get up to 70 today. And the 10-day forecast doesn't have anything under like 45 at night. So it's not bad. And again, I have a lot of seeds, so if I sow it and in a few weeks it's still not coming up and I'm worried that maybe the seed's rotting because it's too cold or whatever, I'll just reseed. And then I'll be with it after the last frost window and it'll be fine. So this is a low risk investment here for me. I am going to direct sow Mexican sour gherkins, cucamelons, mouse melons. That's what they're called. This is one of our favorite garden snacks. They take forever for me to grow, but once they get going, they will cover a whole trellis. They're so fun, so beautiful, and delicious. They look like tiny, itty bitty, inch big, inch tall, half an inch wide little baby watermelons, but they are not watermelons. They're cucumbers. That's why they're called like muskmelons or cucamelons. Cabbage moth. They're delicious. So I'm going to try to sow them. I usually try to put them up in our first trellis, but I might do the second one or the middle one this year. I'm not sure because they didn't take off well. And I want to, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thing 2, Kukuzi squash. I have never grown this before. If you can see on the picture, they are very big, very long squash. They vine. It's a summer Italian variety, as flavorful as it is long, is what it says. Known as a snake gourd because of its appearance and ability to blend and twist like one. Flavor is tender, almost cucumber meets zucchini. Kukuzi. I love zucchini and I love cucumber, so I really want to try this. Yum. It just sounds delicious. And I don't know about you guys, but we've been eating a bunch of asparagus from our bed, which is from the garden bed, which is really delicious. And I'm so psyched that we can finally like harvest it and keep it going all spring. But I feel like I'm already heading towards summer veg. Like I really want some grilled zucchini. I want some peppers. I want me some tomatoes, people. So I feel like this is going to be a really fun thing to try. Kukuzi squash. Let's see. Another one that I am super psyched about. We probably will have some resow itself from last year because we had a bunch of plants. It is called pineapple ground cherries. It's like a husk cherry. It's basically like a baby tomatillo, but it's sweeter. And it is just really yummy. We love them. This is really kind of more in like, tomato adjacent tomatillo family type stuff. So they take a long time to grow, but they also need the heat. I think I started 1 or 2 in my tomato plants. I don't remember. I might have like 1 in the greenhouse or inside. I can't remember. Anyway, I think I have a plant growing. We'll see. I'm going to put some seeds in the ground today also just to hedge my bets because they're really yummy. They kind of grow in the husk like a little lantern, but it's like the fruit. And when they fall off, when they ripen to like a goldish yellow color, they fall off the plant onto the ground. And that's why they're called ground cherries. And that's when you can eat them. And they're so good. Also, I'm going to try and sow squash seeds. It's not summer yet, guys, but in my bones, I feel like I need to try. So I am going to give this a go. This is a gray zucchini. I think I'm not certain actually if this is an F1 hybrid or not. It doesn't say on here that it is, but I feel like it might be. It is very similar to the Magda zucchini, and that's an F1. So I feel like this is probably an F1 as well. It's kind of a, if you can see it, it's kind of a like dark green base with lots of light green or gray speckles all over it. It's beautiful. So far, like these are my favorite tasting zucchini to grow, and they grow a ton. They get big. They are bountiful. They're delicious. I always grow too many. And I have way more success with green zucchini than I do with like yellow squash, like yellow crookneck or any of those types of varieties. They just don't do well for me. And I don't know am I doing something wrong? I don't know. They're always like super puny. I get maybe a couple of squash, which is just not worth it for me. I can get that at the store. Like I would much rather have really yummy, delicious food that I can grow at home that I cannot get at the grocery store, if I'm putting the effort into it, quite frankly. So that I'm just gonna stick with the green ones today. When it gets a little bit warmer, I will also probably do some winter squash. Fun fact: you sow and start winter squash the same time that you do summer squash. It just takes a long time, so it grows through the summer into the fall and winter, and then eventually when it gets cold enough it will like self-cure outside, and then you can have them to store and eat. Pumpkins, those sorts of things, acorn squash, honey nut squash, those kinds of things that are really yummy. Pumpkins, we will do baby bear pumpkins again this year because they were really good and fun. I forgot to grab those seeds and it's still a little bit early, so I'll probably do those after the plant sale in May. We'll see. I don't know. The other things that I'm going to do, I want to try some summer savory. It's an herb. I think a Bulgarian herb. I'm going to add it into the herb bed. I don't know if it's a perennial or an annual in my area. It does say deer resistant. We don't have any deer in the backyard because they haven't jumped over my fences yet. Fingers crossed they never do. Yeah. Anyway, summer savory. Gonna put it in the herb bed. And then I grabbed 3 kinds of beans. I'm not going to do any bush beans. I just honestly, I have a hard time remembering to harvest bush beans, and then there's only a few and they don't like keep going, and they're just, I don't know. I'm just not about it this year. Instead, I'm going to do pole beans or runner beans. They will, similar to indeterminate tomatoes, like they will grow really tall. They will keep setting on more beans as they go. And I think the blooms are really fun. And yeah, so I'm going to do some of those. I mean, I've got Seychelles, which has kind of just a white blossom, stringless pods, deep green color, a lot of production, really yummy. Gonna give those a try. I grew them last year too, and they were really yummy. So I'm gonna do those, and then I am also going to do some golden sunshine runner beans, which, I mean, hello, orange is my favorite color, and those blossoms are fire. And sunset runner beans, which sound really fun. The sunset runner beans, I want to show you like the actual bean itself. Look at how pretty that is. I don't know if that can show up well for you in the video, but it's like dark purple with like a light purple, or like a light purple base and a dark purple like overtone. So pretty. I'm excited. So those are the veg and herbs that I'm going to do today. And then I brought out a whole bunch of flowers that I'm going to direct sow. I've got some Panther marigolds, and I've got a favorite blend of French marigolds. They're both French marigolds. One is from Eden Brothers. One is from Botanical Interests. These I always plant around my peppers and really all over the garden, just because they help deter root knot nematode in the soil, and the smell is not my favorite. It's, distinctive, but it deters a lot of pests, and I love the colors. They're beautiful. So I always put them around my tomatoes and my peppers for sure, and then I'll dot them around the other places in the garden too. So I'm going to direct sow those. I've got some king size salmon straw flower and apricot straw flower that I'm going to seed today, and hope that those take. And straw flower, we kind of planted them. I bought some starts last year, and they're so fun. So I'm really hoping that they take off. So yeah, all of the things, I'm going to put all of my seeds back into my basket, and then probably sow some stuff, and then also do the thinning that I talked about, which I don't love to do, but I need to do, because that is how things grow better. Your carrots, if you don't thin them and you've sown them thickly like I did, you'll have itty bitty tiny minuscule roots, right? Because they don't have a ton of space, and I want them to size up and be delicious. So I do need to do that today. I also brought out some Dollar Tree. I think they're like waste baskets. I don't know. They are like metal wire, like black coated. I'm going to use them as cloches. So I'm going to pop them over like where my cabbages are, my purple sprouting broccoli or burgundy broccoli. I forget which one I sowed. One of those, I'm going to put them over that so that, you know, backtracking a little bit, a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, I don't remember, I put like cat scat mats out over my garden to deter whatever raccoon cat critter has been kind of climbing into my garden beds and like scratching around. Because things are growing now, I need to take them out. So I'm going to put the cloches or the little paper waste bins or whatever they are. I'm going to put that over the seedlings to help protect them more efficiently from whatever that critter is. So yeah, I have a big old to-do list. We'll see what we get done today. It's sunny. The birds are out. It's gorgeous outside. I'm excited. So thanks for joining me. Hang with me while we do the things, and I will talk to you a little bit as we go. And just, yeah, we'll hang out in the garden today, guys. All right, let's go. Hello. Good morning, little baby ladybug. Hello. Oh my goodness.
Hello, ladybug. I'm so tiny and cute.
So tiny. Don't pick it up, okay?
Such a little baby.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me. So I came over to direct sow the summer savory seeds, and I just want to show you how big the parsley has gotten since the last time I came out here. It's ridiculous. It's taking over. Look at it. Look at that. This whole big monstrous plant is parsley from last year. It's huge. So I'm going to cut it way back. Probably cut back some chives too, so that the other things have some space to grow. Like my cutie little lemon thyme down here. Also wanted to show you, I do have some itty bitty chamomile sprouts. They're teeny tiny. And then I do have some dill back there as well, that I'm excited about. So I'll probably put the summer savory like back over here. We'll see. But anyway, gonna give that parsley a haircut for sure. All right, made my plant label. Now I'm gonna come in here and plant some summer savory. It says this seed depth is soil level or surface. So it's going to be really small seed, and we're just gonna put it right on the top there. Yeah, if you can see in there, they're like itty bitty. They're going to be very hard to see too, so I'm just going to gently scatter them. Fold up my packet again so I don't lose any in my pocket. And then I'm just going to press it down into the soil here. And put my little label right there so I remember that it was intentionally put. Okay. Next chore is to direct sow the runner beans, the pole beans. I'll show you the trellis that I'm putting them next to and where I'm putting them in. And then I'm going to start thinning through stuff because it's got to happen. All right, so here is my little station. I've got my thing of seeds here. You can see like that's Swiss chard kale, way more kale than I need. Beets. Back there are the carrots that I need to thin too. But right here, which you can see kind of goes up and up and up, that is the trellis where we grew our pole beans last year, and it worked so well, and I loved it, and it made it really easy to harvest from, and so I'm just really excited. So I'm going to go ahead and put some in there. All right, so first things first, I'm going to remove this cat scratch mat from the middle. I just had it in with a lawn staple. And then I'm going to probably, so the way that they grow, they don't like tendril and climb up kind of like snap peas. Instead, they will kind of turn, like rope themselves around these tall bits on the side. So I'm going to put one in each of the, next to each of the poles of the trellis. Yeah. So there are the three varieties that I'm doing, the Sunset Runner, the Seychelles, and the Golden Sunshine. And I will probably alternate them. So it's like Seychelles, and then the two colorful ones, and then they'll just kind of all mix as they go. Let me get my labels. Okay, so I'm going, like I said, I'm going to put some next to each of these, and they're big beans, so I'm going to bring them down pretty far. I'm just making holes with my fingers, nothing fancy here. And then we're going to take this golden sunshine, which is going to go in that spot over there. I'm going to take it out, and I'm just going to put a couple. See, and you can see in the sun, aren't they so pretty? I'm going to do kind of one on the opposite side of it too. So I have two, one on each side, and they're just pushing them in. And then the sunset runner bean. Oops, sorry, little kales. They'll be fine. I'm gonna do, use my little tag here, and I'll put one on each side. Again, gonna put them down deep because they're pretty big. And again, aren't they so pretty? Just gonna take one, put it in, and one more, put it in. So then they're in there, and just cover them up nice and deep. And the Seychelles are not as exciting looking. They're just kind of white beans. So I'm just gonna shake a couple in there, cover them up, and I'll come back through and water. Violet wants to help me with that, so I will let her do some. All right, and then I've got my labels, and we'll water them in, and this is where the beans will be. I probably will put something right in the middle, but I'm not sure yet. What do you think I should grow there? Probably something like floral or herby, or I don't know. What do you think? Put a comment down below. Okay, since I'm next to this bed, I'm going to go ahead and start thinning the Swiss chard and kale, and then the carrots and beets, and I'll just kind of do a time lapse or whatever. wanted to show you guys a little bit closer up. So here is this row, which I've done. I've kind of gone through and they were, you know, really thickly sown. So I just want to show you. Here's the row of carrots, and just like close in, I'm just like very carefully going like every inch or so and snipping some. And I'm just like skipping a bunch and then moving along. Can you see that? Is that showing through? And then I will clear some, and then I will do it again because I sowed them very thickly because I wanted them to germinate and come up. But if I don't thin them, they won't have space to grow. So I hope that that helps show a little bit of kind of how you thin carrots. It's really fiddly, but at least they're, you know, they're all the same variety, so I don't have to go like worry about color or anything like with the Swiss chard. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, these are the Dollar Tree like waste baskets I was talking about to protect my little broccoli, my burgundy broccoli seedlings, because something had rudely come through the garden bed and was like digging around. But there are more sprouts, and so I put a couple there just to help protect them. And then next to them, you can see a whole row of daikon radish, which is super fun. And with that, I'm gonna go take a break for lunch. Catch you later. I'm back. So I had late lunch and a nap. It's like, I don't know, dinner time. We ordered some pizza. It'll come soon. Let's see what we can get accomplished between now and when it arrives. As intended, I am I am using another one of those like little Dollar Tree garbage bin things as a really handy like cloche plant topper. I'm going to put it on top of my cabbage sprouts because that's another thing that I really don't want anything to eat. Let's see. I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to put it right there. I need some lawn staples. Okay, I did promise that I would show you the tomatoes and like basils and things that are in the greenhouse now because I got too big for my grow setup inside. So let's take a look at those, see how they are surviving out here. All right, like I said, it's kind of evening dinner time now, so it's a little bit darker in here because there's shade behind the house. So here are the tomatoes. You can see there's a little bit of damage. This kind of damage, it looks like sunburn and sun scald, but it's from the grow lights because they were touching the grow lights, but they are growing. They're getting tall. I mean, they could look a lot worse considering that I brought them out here before the last frost. So we'll see. I'm hoping they pull through. And then the others, basils, they're looking a little puny out here, but these ones look pretty good. And the lettuce leaves look really good and they smell really good too. So I have high hopes for them. This is echinacea, I believe, coneflower, that I started from seed. So fingers crossed, y'all. Let's keep them going.
Hello.
All right. We are going to sow some seeds. Yep. All right. So let's start over here. This is where I want to put the squash. And they are nice big seeds. So I have 2 spots of the gray zucchini. So these are the gray zucchini squash seeds. And look, they look like little bitty pumpkin seeds, huh?
They do.
Mm-hmm. So put 2 in each hole. 2. Just 2. 1 in the other one. And here's one more. Hold on. Okay. And stick them down in there. And cover them up. Did you cover them up? And that one too? This way. So we've got, oh, no, right here, right here. Okay. So there's one. Okay, and we're going to put it over where I think you put that one. There we go. Here, you can set that on top of the other garden bed.
Okay.
Okay. Right in there. All right. Okay, so now it's all protected. What should we plant next? So Kokuzi squash will do on that one. Cucamelons. Cucamelon time. We're going to put on this one, this trellis, and then there's another one kind of on the other side. We're going to do both sides. All right, let's see here. All right. Okay, put your palms out. Let's see. These guys are very, very small.
Small. So I'll just have to take it. I'll just have to see it's a worm in the dirt.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. Is it a worm or is it something else?
It's a worm.
Oh, good. Worms are fine.
Yay!
They're our buddies. Here, let me show our friends. Watch out for those.
Okay. Hi.
So I just want to show you the cucamelon seeds are very little. So they don't have to be very deep. But we're going to get them going and see how they do. Okay, do you see how little they are?
Yes. They're so tiny.
All right, so we're going to use them all up. Okay, so come in here. Use your other hand and just sprinkle like few inches apart, okay? One at a time. Just like one. Yeah, good job. Keep going. Put them all in there. Okay, and then a couple more in the middle, I guess. Right here, maybe? All right. Okay. And then we cover them up. That's right. And we're going to water them in. We're going to plant it's okay. We're going to plant the Kokuzi squash. This is the coolest seed I've ever seen. Look at how those are like, these are funky seeds. We'll see how they go. Last thing I think we're going to get seeded today, pineapple ground cherries. So again, these are very small. They're similar. They're like in the tomatillo family. We'll see if they grow. It might be too late. Who knows? But I'm going to I usually have them in the corners. Down here, the corners of the garden beds where I typically have tomatoes. Just for reference, these are teeny tiny seeds. I don't even know if you can see that. They're very small. So you're going to want to put it over across these two right here. Yeah. Just like that. Nice and good. Okay. And then you're going to go do the spot where we put the Kokuzi squash. Right in here. This furrow. This line. Yep. Keep it going. Good job. Okay. Lift it up. And the cucamelons. Right in here. All the way across the row. Yep. And the other side too. Other side too. Good job. I think we're going to call it a night. Thanks, guys. Find your garden joy. Please get out there. Give it a try. It is so good for your heart. It's so good for your soul. Take care, y'all.